This video will cover the scheduled maintenance module. Scheduled maintenance exists to ensure that assets are reliable and running as smoothly as possible by proactively performing maintenance before a fault occurs, thus avoiding any unscheduled breakdowns and downtime. Your CMMS comes with a feature that tracks preventive maintenance cycles and notifies the users when the work is due. To set up a PM, I navigate to Scheduled Maintenance in the CMMS drop-down menu and select New. A scheduled maintenance has almost all the same fields as a work order. All I need to do is build the work order I need to generate and then set the schedule for when it will be generated. Just like work orders, in the scheduled maintenance model, we can add general work order information. We can select the asset or assets on which the PM will be performed, the type of maintenance to be performed, the priority of the maintenance, what we are going to do, when it will be done, what tasks will be completed, what parts will be needed to complete the PM, who will be notified when the work order is activated, updated, or done. Let's say I bought a new lathe that needs servicing every 1,200 production hours or every 3 months, whichever comes first. First, I select the asset from the drop-down menu. I can use the search to find the lathe quicker. Next, I'm going to give the scheduled maintenance a summary of the issue. In this case, it's standard service as per manufacturer's recommendation. I want the work order to be automatically assigned when it's triggered, so I select Assigned from the Start the Work Order Status drop-down. As this is preventive maintenance, I select it as the maintenance type. It's high priority, estimated time is 2 hours, and I want this PM completed within 2 days of it being triggered. Next, I'll input some tasks for this standard servicing. Best practice is to create the task group separately and add it here in one go, so let's do that. Click the multi-add icon to add a task group. Select the task group from the list. We'll assign Bob as he'll be doing the work. Estimated hours is crucially important, as this helps forecast labor hours in the future, so make sure these fields are populated. And my task list is complete. Check belt tension, replace oil filter, adjust jib, inspect valves for leaks, clean air filter, record hours. In the Scheduling tab, we create the trigger. The trigger is what causes the scheduled maintenance to generate a work order. Since my maintenance is dependent on both production hours and time schedules, I select when any of the triggers fire, since I'll be adding more than one. I would select all of the triggers fire if my work order was dependent on both the production hours and the time schedules triggering. I'll click New to create a new trigger. Here we are given 3 triggering options. I select Generate Work Order by Time Schedule. It's a quarterly PM, so we'll choose monthly, day 1 of every 3 months. By default, this is set to Fixed Schedule, which means it will trigger on the first of every 3 months regardless of when the resultant work order was completed. Floating means the schedule floats to the date the resultant work order was completed. Since this is the first time creating this maintenance type and I need maintenance done starting today and continuing on in the future, I select the Create Work Order on Start Date box. This will generate a work order immediately and then will scan for the trigger in the future. Okay, the second type of trigger I need is a meter reading. I need this lathe to be serviced every 3 months or every 1,200 production hours. I can select a meter reading trigger which will create a work order based on changes to the meter readings for this asset. My lathe production hours change incrementally, so I select every 1,200 production hours. Okay, the final type of trigger is an event. Events can be logged to assets the same way meter readings are logged. When an event is logged, it triggers a work order. I have a few events already made, but I don't need them on this schedule. When I'm done inputting triggers, I hit Save. After you activate the PM, it's always a good idea to check your work in the Scheduling tab. You can see the next due date is 3 months from now, and clicking through will see the due dates for the next year. In the Log tab, we can see the first work order has been triggered for today. Thanks for watching. This